Well, good afternoon, and thank you, Heidi, for the opportunity to share what the Squaxin Island tribe and the people of the water are doing. As everybody else in the state and across the nation and the world, we're dealing with this pandemic. And we have been fortunate. While there's been many challenges, we've been able to keep it away from our community. We were very proactive in taking measures early on in March, declaring a state of emergency and closing our borders to only essential staff and community members. And we were very consistent in that application. In regards to the casino, we closed down at the same time that all the other casinos did. We were able to keep a number of our island enterprises open. When I speak to the tribe, I really want to speak to three entities, and that is the casino, our enterprises, and then the government. And what has been effective for us is when we closed the casino, we went to work very proactively in looking at how we are going to keep not only our patrons safe, but the back of the house, a very comprehensive approach. And we take being the largest employer of Mason County very seriously. And so we needed to assure for Mason County and many of those Thurston County residents that work at our casino to assure them that we were going to be able to keep them safe as well in the practices that keep them safe. And so we went to work diligently to look at our safety plan and retraining our employees in regards to how we carry that out. Because again, safety plan is only as good as you execute it. And so we spent a lot of time on that. We took the opportunity during the closure to reorganize the floor and completely remodel and look at how we were going to be able to conduct the business to keep both of those safe, not only our patrons, but our employees. And so we reduced the gaming floor by 50% of the machines. We put into a very strict sanitizing program, as well as safety program as far as screening of employees and patrons coming through the door. We remodeled the floor. We did social distancing with our machines that opened up the floor tremendously. And when we did make that decision to open up the casino, it was with the thought of first and foremost that we had to keep our patrons safe and we had to keep our employees safe, and that we had to be consistent, not just daily, but hour by hour. And so we implemented those safety precautions, and we continue to do that. We feel we have one of the safest properties in Washington State. Since then, we have slowly opened up some of the amenities of the casino. Table games came on board only after we had safety protocols and had the shields up in front. And again, Tribal Gaming Authority helped us in developing those safety protocols, and so they are working, and we're very proud of that. There are some of the amenities, such as the buffet, which was integral part of the business. It was located as you walk through the entrance of the property. We have discontinued that. The buffet is going to go the way of the dinosaur. We knew that. And so we have plans to repurpose that spacing and making it part of the main casino floor so we can return someday and shortly here to the amount of machines that we had pre-COVID. But again, property-wide, we will make sure that the spacing, even after this pandemic, that we continue to have social distancing on our property. So we're very excited about that project, and it's underway right now. We made the decision early that we were going to go non-smoking and we will evaluate that. But we continue to be a non-smoking property. Our restaurants, we had a limited food options, but again, we reduced the amount of patrons that we were serving in restaurants and social distancing. Since then, we have reopened our other venues. We are looking to add venues so we can be able to meet the needs from a food and beverage standpoint for our patrons. Some of the amenities like the RV park shut down, the golf course shut down, the pool, the spa. We slowly have opened those back up. Our hotel opened up with some important protocols. As people came and checked in, we would not enter the room until they checked out, and then it went through a complete sanitization of that room. And so we slowly continue to build up our occupancy in our rooms, but only with those safety precautions. We screen both patrons and employees each day and each time they come on property. And then we, from day one, required all the safety precautions of wearing a mask. We have since then opened the pool back up on property, but that's only by appointment only. And that goes through a complete sanitization after a family uses it. The area that we continue to be challenged is a large part of the casino's revenue counted on banqueting, and we have not yet opened that back up. We hope that as time goes on and we get behind the pandemic, we will be able to open up our banqueting as well as, for events, but that's down the road. We did open up the golf earlier than the state, and we only did that after we made sure that we had all the precautions in place. We limited the tee times, we spread people out, we minimized any contact points at the golf course. And so we did open that up a little bit earlier, but only when we were assured that we were going to have the ability to keep our patrons safe. And so we're excited about the project that's underfoot as far as repurposing the buffet. As you walk through, it's a focal point. It's in the main entrance, and you're going to see just a beautiful entry point that is going to be gaming area. As the head count continues to go up, we will look at opening up further table games. And so we're being very cautious as we open up that facility, but people are coming back. In regards to the enterprises, we were able to keep our convenience stores open. We were able to keep Squaxin Creek Tobacco open, but again, we did that under a strict safety plan to assure that all of the standards were being met and our employees were safe as well as patrons. We will continue to feel the effects of COVID. And we were very fortunate that the tribe works off of a budget of revenues from past year. And so where we're going to see the impact and we're strategizing right now is for 2021. How are we going to handle the lost revenue? The fact that most of our enterprises, our convenience stores stayed open, it has helped that. But again, when it was stay home, stay safe, and most of the trades were closed down, that affected our sales of gas and other products, which affects the tax base in which the tribe relies on in regards to revenues for the next budget cycle. So the impact is going to be felt in 2021. In regards to enterprise, we did close down our childcare facility, and the tribal leadership is in the process of assessing when that facility will open back up, but we have yet to open that up. In regards to enterprise, we were impacted greatly in regards to our shellfish industry and being able to sell product, our gooey duck farm, wild tribal harvest, as well as the aquaculture program that enterprise runs. All those markets have been impacted. But again, we were able to, with safety protocols, be able to open back up for tribal harvest and start to harvest that product. And we began to use much of that product to feed our people. We take being the largest employer very seriously. And so when we opened back up the casino, it was done from a thoughtful standpoint. We continued to keep our employees employed, covered their benefits, and we are now almost back up to 100% of FTE, both enterprise and the casino. In regards to the government, we did close our border, as I said earlier. We went to essential staff only. We did have to close down our playgrounds in the housing. And we continue to provide food service for our community members, and we are now trying to implement programs to help our youth. You know, the challenges is really the youth being able to meet the needs of their educational and their mental and physical development. So many of our kids, or all kids, really rely on that social interaction to learn. And with the school going to virtual educational system, we are looking at ways that we can keep them engaged and stimulated, and making sure that their growth and their mental and spiritual needs are being met. In regards to social services, we've been able to continue those services. But again, that has been a challenge, and we continue to make strides in regards to that. And so we will continue to assess the numbers and assess opening back up our tribal lands. But with this COVID fatigue, as I say, it's easy to get tired. It's easy to get comfortable. And one of the reasons that we've been able to keep it out of our community, because we've been steadfast in those safety protocols. And what we cannot do right now is let our guard down. We need to make sure, especially going into the flu season, that we're educating our people, educating the greater community, our employees, on the importance of safety protocols, but with flu season, getting your flu shot, and educating those ones that maybe have not had that flu shot in the past, educating them on the importance more so than ever in regards to being proactive to keep yourself healthy. So we'll continue to assess that. In regards to projects that we've done, we have partnered with Taylor Shellfish to build and partnered with PUD3 to build a new substation. Again, the tribe, we have needs, and we want to continue to grow and diversify our economy. And one of the infrastructure needs we needed to do was to partner with PUD and Taylor Shellfish. Taylor Shellfish provided the land. We provided a number of funding to be able to go ahead and make that power station substation a reality, and that was completed in the fall. So we're very proud of that. That will reduce the power outages, as well as being able to provide for future growth of residents and economy in the Camelchie Valley. Another one limiting factor to be able to continue to grow our economy is making sure that we have water. So again, we are working together with Taylor Shellfish in getting a water right that will meet not only their needs, but the tribe's future needs in regards to water resource. I could continue to talk on about all the work that we continue to do to diversify our economy and to take care of the needs of our people. But I'll go ahead and field any questions at this point.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Ray. And that was a lot to cover in such a short time. So thank you for letting us know how you're progressing on the campus and what your plans are. One of the questions we had from a participant is in regards specifically to the property being non-smoking. Does that now apply to the entire property? And what does that mean for smoking rooms and the cigar bar?
Yes, the cigar bar is a popular place, obviously, but at this point in time, and we want to be able to, obviously, we have the smoking parlor, but that continues to be closed. And we feel like if we're going to take a stance in regards to safety and be a non-smoking property, that needs to be throughout the property. So we have a no smoking across our property. We do provide a smoking area, and there is plans to increase that area to make it comfortable for people to go, but it is outside. It is not inside the walls of the property.
Okay. And the other question we had was in regards to the events. And I know you talked about banqueting and how that's a major revenue source for the casino. As Governor Inslee expanded last week in-person events and what can be offered to folks, are you considering what that means for the casino and what might that look like moving forward?
One of the things that we enjoy is an incredible relationship with the state of Washington and Governor Inslee in particular. And I really appreciate a governor that has been responsible, and he has embraced our relationship government to government. So we continue to speak to him on our plans. We are underway of looking at how we can go ahead and hold groups, small groups. We are looking at strategizing how we can go ahead and provide entertainment. And we don't have that figured out yet. It could be virtual, it could be social distancing. So all those things are underfoot right now. And we look at this an opportunity where we can get smarter, because even though we get COVID under control, there's going to be something else down the road. So it's important that we look and we strategize and create a plan for that.
Thank you so much. And I think all of us here today are proof of the fact that we're adapting to this environment and treating our gatherings in different ways. So thank you again for your time. We didn't have any other questions at this point, so I'll turn it back over to Heidi and Pam to
One thing I would like to do is we are going through an extensive planning to try to develop the property across from the casino, which was the old Clary Farm, which Elevations is on. We're going through an extensive planning to be able to develop that property. So there'll be some really exciting stuff that will be decided on here in the near future. And we have some great ideas. And when time comes and we're ready to get that out to the community, we'll share that with you. But again, infrastructure is very key as well. And we look at ways that we can control the traffic flow through the highway there on 108. Thank you.
We look forward to hearing all of the new things that are coming forward. And I thank you, Ray and Dave, for joining us today. I'll turn it back over to Pam and Heidi.